Hi, my name is Logan, and I'll be giving you a SEAwise tutorial on the fishing impacts in the North Sea using OSMOSE. So, a very short overview. We're going to introduce the North Sea OSMOSE model, explore spatial fishing scenarios, and finally evaluate biological and ecosystem level responses to changes in fishing effort distribution. So, this work was part of SEAwise Work Package 5, where we looked at spatial management impacts on ecological systems and fisheries. So the aims for this tutorial are to understand the mechanistic processes that underpin the North Sea Osmose model, investigate fishing effort displacement scenarios. We're going to access, download, and run the North Sea Osmose model, and finally assess biological and ecosystem level indicators. So a quick introduction to the OSMOSE model. So OSMOSE is a spatially explicit multi-species individual-based model, and we simulate how fish populations interact through mechanistic processes such as feeding, growth, reproduction, mortality that can be seen here in this figure. And we do that by representing super individuals. And a super individual can be seen as a school of fish where the attributes of all individuals within a super individual are the same. So we have parameters for size, weight, so including weight and length, age, location, and we have an additional abundance parameter attached to that. So the North Sea Osmose model specifically uses a spatial resolution of 1/9 of an IC's rectangle and a bi-monthly, so 24 time steps. And fish are able to randomly move to adjacent grid cells at each of those time steps. And we feed the model with the lower trophic level inputs. And we use an URSAM model in this example here. So the current version that we're using here includes 14 different fish species. And with those 14 species, we really capture most of the biomass in the North Sea ecosystem. And here's the table of equations that really define the OSMOSE model. So these are the equations that represent the mechanistic processes. And for this specific case, what we really worked on doing was representing fishing in a more realistic way for management implementation. So we did that at the métier level, whereby we defined gear type, mesh size, and target assemblage. So we implemented species and mesh size specific selectivity ogives for individuals. And what we were able to do also was represent real fishing activity by taking data from the FDI database. And here we can see the table where we can see which métiers catch which species. And we implemented this based on a 5% rule, whereby if a métier represented more than 5% of the landings of an individual species, then it was able to target that species. So next we have a quick look at the parameterization that underpins the OSMOSE model. So we have a main file, it's called the model config file, and this configuration file contains the broad information such as the spatial range of the model and the time steps and the number of years that you're going to run. But it also contains kind of a link to all the other files that are important. And these are predominantly the species files and the métier files. And within the species file, or each individual species file, I should say, you are able to kind of define the parameters for things such as growth or reproduction, and all of these can be changed. And additionally, we have métier files, and the métier files contain information on spatial and temporal effort distributions for a particular métier, and also the target species and mesh size. We'll quickly look at scenarios here. So we're looking at the effect of effort following marine protected area implementation. And what we've done here is just three very simple assumptions. So the first set of two equations here represents what would happen under a boundary scenario, or seen as fishing the line. So effort is redistributed to the nearest neighboring cell outside of an MPA area. And secondly, we look at a proportional effort distribution, whereby effort is redistributed from within MPAs to all other areas where the MPA is, where the métier is active, and that's on a proportional basis. So areas with higher effort values would receive more of that displaced effort. And finally, we just have a simple effort reduction scenario where the effort from within MPAs is just completely removed. And this figure 3 represents that quite nicely for a particular métier. And next, I'd like to tell you how you'd be able to run the OSMOSE model yourself. So you're able to access the files that you require using this Zenodo link. So you'll be able to get the iOSMOSE executable file from there and the associated parameter files in order to run the model. And next, all you'd have to do is kind of put those in a home directory and make note of where that is and open up a Linux command line, ensuring that you have Java installed, and then just run the model with this simple line of code at the very bottom, ensuring that you input your own path to that directory. And finally, looking at output and analysis. So we have many outputs for this, but we simply are going to look at just the species-specific outputs. But everything that you would require is all in this GitHub repository. So the link there with all the existing R scripts are in there already. And what we did for our analysis was we looked at species groups. So we defined the ecotype and feeding guild for particular species based on these OSPAR indicators, and we did analysis that way for simplicity. And first we looked at a simple biomass, and what we were able to do with the high resolution outputs we get is do that spatially. So we really look at the spatial biomass, and it should be noted that our outputs represent a relative change. So what we see here is the relative change under one of the scenarios relative to a baseline no change scenario. And additionally, we looked at proportion mature and typical length indicators that are both defined here. And what we can see for those 3 indicators overall per species group, per scenario, we have the outputs. And additionally, we also looked at some ecosystem indicators. So we have the large fish indicator representing the biomass of fish that are larger than 40 centimeters. We also have the mean mature trophic level and a size spectra slope, all detailed here, and an additional figure that represents those output values. And I will finish by saying that the accompanying worksheets and guides can be found on the SEAwise website, and all the links to the documents that you require will be in this tutorial. Thank you.